Hello there, Portland. My name is Denise. And you want to be my best friend, they said. I'm a mom who was set up by the evil DEA. There was a going live situation where Anthony C. has said it about, 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. Right. So I picked up the meth-induced psychosis ball from Salem before I met him with Uncle Jesse, tow truck driver, missing his bow knife, and my ex-Marine car boyfriend, Gary. Then we switch over to Bamboo Day, where they flip-flop me applesauce into my brother's land, which we're going to call penmanship papers for now, and a whole bunch of other people that played the Game of Thrones. So with that being said, the long and short of it is, so you guys don't know everything, but these people do. I have a folder up here showing my mothership program and how I'm a good mom and how I was not raised on the streets of Portland at all, that I was raised up on Large Mountain and in Hawkinson and Brush Prairie. And then I moved down to Vancouver summer before high school. And I lived in here or on the ground over here in Vancouver forever until about 5.5 years ago when I moved to Portland after my ex and I split up after 4.5 years of marriage. And he and I have 5 kids. I have 3 kids then. My Bumblebee, So-So, and younger Joe Servant. It's Elijah/11, and Soraya, future Empress. 18, not in here, but on the ground with stocks and bonds and timeshares and, stakes and stuff. Anywho, I had 9 of 21 shares in here. They went Rambo on everybody's knife hold. And anyway, so after my daughter was about 7, I think, and my son was 16 or 17 on the streets because Sal kicked him out because he got involved in gangs after Mama Bear missed his recital when he was it's just a long story, but anyways, it wasn't a recital. He had a solo role doing dubstep in the dance team, and it was pretty tight. And I was there. I was just late because I'm always late for everything, and he just gave up. And he started doing drugs, and he got involved in gangs and a bunch of other crap, and he was hiding marijuana in the light sockets, and he got a letter from somebody in jail, and they said they were going to retaliate on somebody that killed his friend. And so I was like, that's enough. You're not listening. You're out. So we kicked him out. He said to me, he's like, Mom, you can either be my friend, Mom, and I'll let you know where I'm at and keep you informed and accept the fact that I'm smoking weed or whatever, or you can be my mom, and I will run away and I'll never talk to you, and that's just how I am because I'm a stubborn asshole. And I said, honey, you're my baby bear. I love you no matter what, and I forgive you for everything you do. Just keep in touch with me. And he said, okay, I love you. That was 7 for legit. 7. Those are 2 pictures of me with my kids. I'm basically a street mom for his friends when I'm with them, but I'm not with them anymore. I haven't really seen my son hardly at all. I've only seen him once this year and once last year. Anywho, he's in Portland, and my brother Robbie is not my son. He was here the other day medicating me for cancer research to put into the computer for blues, clues, and heroin overdose, and for me for lethargy programs, which you guys use too, so don't lie. And I only do it every once in a while. I'm clean and sober though. Point is, so after we broke up, good marriage, he took my daughter and moved in with Tony, and me and my mom were homeless on the streets. I moved to Portland and met AK and them and meth. Did meth for a few years. My life was ruined on Cora Street. He did not pay rent. He threw my stuff around or whatever they're saying, and they ruined my car for the Game of Thrones out of jealousy because my X5 was the sickest car they had, minus the oil leak. And the guy on his head was the one driving it, and he was jealous too of the push start or whatever. When I paid cash for that car, it was my unemployment that I earned because I was working in the past and because I had worked for IDMA. And I got it legally, so I did not get the second half of the unemployment they got up here at all. And I have not gotten anything from any of these motherfuckers, ever. I have not got a penny. No matter how many times they said they paid me or whatever, they did not pay me. They might pay chime cards, but it doesn't go to the ground, okay? So that's the long and short of that. I left Portland 2 years ago after they threatened my son's life in jail to let them watch me and AK together. And I didn't ever want to do anything with him anyways because he was just, my best friend or whatever. And I'm not married to him. I never was. Nor was I married to any of these people up here. Only time I said I married these people was for plausible deniability. And you guys know it's the 5 people including the UE. Okay, so there's 5 of them, including the UE, and that's you guys up here. Because you needed possible deniability too for bad stuff you guys didn't do right. Anywho, so I got off drugs 2 years ago and moved across the bridge. I left my whole life behind, my whole apartment, everything that I owned there, which was paid for, my furniture, my clothes, everything. I didn't steal. I don't steal. I've never hurt another human being on the planet in my life. And then they tricked me into going back over there. I caught 3 bodies from the sky through my eyes, which is things people don't understand. Okay, I didn't know what it was that they were doing with them. They said that I'd be able to come in here and control my player, but basically they put them on me like sweaters. And I remember walking back to Mandy's house feeling like I had thicker thighs, so I figured it was either Mandy or Katrina in there somewhere. And then they said it was my brother and some other guy with long hair who was not white. But anyways, I don't really know who it was because I'm not he. Could have been Bo or somebody, but or someone else. But anyways, so then I laid down on Mandy's son's bed and had the UE computer scan me in, out, in. So I'm backwards scanned in. One of the bodies flipped this way. And all those bodies are still existing, sort of, but not necessarily on me. Then they kept sending me more optical illusions through my eyes. And it's where you literally have to sit there with your eyes open and you see like backwards dream book, sparkly kind of, going into your eyes. And you can't blink. Okay, so they did that a bunch of times. I figured it was to get them points or get them up to Sparkly Town or whatever. It was sending me skill sauce or gifts or something. Like so that I could push their syndicate from 1 level up to 5 or whatever, or Amy Cookie Cutter up from 3 to 15. And I did that a bunch of times. It also allowed me to timestamp stuff and, mark timelines on the roof outside of my mom's house. So then, still at Mandy's that same week or 2 weeks, the UE came up and had me look up. And they pulled me up there, again, through my eyes, optical illusions, to come up there and fix the situation. And they never told me this then, but eventually they told me that somebody that was on one of the chains of the people that put on me had a molester on his line. And I don't really know what his name is, but CO or JM were the initials they told me. Anywho, so then, and I never talked to that person again. After that, 2 people came up and looked at me in the face. And they were see-through, okay? And they look like keyholes almost. And I also see this sort of, but not like a keyhole like this with the round. It was more like straight, like upside down, exclamation point. And I have a kids folder, a mom's folder up here. There's a bunch of ownership and stuff in it. But anyways, they looked at me, they didn't say anything, okay? Shortly thereafter, the boys started doing some weird porn stuff, and they had me walk over here, and I look like Ghostface Killer, just horrible, And I'm like, here, let me walk you over here. Here's Sarah, right? I'm not doing porn. And I left. And they told me they erased my whole Google Dream book. So that was basically my first Facebook that had me as mom and everything. Then I went across the bridge, and they stayed gone pretty much, but I was on a chain, and they were talking to me the whole time. I don't remember if it was in my mind or through my mouth, but it was one after the other, like one long run-on sentence, all telling me they were Anton or a version of, or the people that were the EUE in the sky that would let the drone on the ground know what's going on, right? You want to have a baby or something? The keyword. I sent him a bunch of random texts talking about, you stole my Mercedes Benz and your girlfriend Sarah stole my identity, doppelganger. Because in here that did happen. But anyways, so basically for different things that I did, cool or whatever, different things they did in here, I won the game. And I told the UE, I'm giving the game back. I don't care how much money's in it. I don't want it. Take it back. I gave the game back to the UE because I didn't like how it was played. It had tortured me with the green sweater on video. It's right here. Where I was crying, and it's just traumatizing because of everything I had to go through sitting there for 3 years, literally 3 years. I only did drugs because I felt guilty for doing the thing that I shouldn't be doing when I'm married, not married to somebody, one person. And no, I didn't like him very much at all. But he was the only one I was allowed to talk to because they kept popping my tires and keying my car and taking my battery and all this other stuff, not letting me consume dignity or hang out with anybody else like Mandy or anyone else. The only one that ever came over was Mikey with open door policy, meaning he could come anytime. He didn't have to knock. He could just walk in like my brother. So that's basically that portion of measurement. over here on this side, Alcoholics Lost Cause won the syndicate, and so did Fuck You, Syndicate, I own this bitch! In Vancouver, Washington, 2 years ago at 7-Eleven. And I did too scream that in front of the opposition, who are a combination of people now. We call them 666 Mafia for the most part. But it's the same people that made me go like this, like Hail Hitler, instead of like this. I mean, fuck you, right? In Portland. And I did it at 7-Eleven because 7 is me and 11 is my son. It's his lyrical name. Lyricist name, I mean, with an ant on it. For respect for the game that they were playing over there still. And because he would not cross the bridge to pick me up, or hold hands across it, or whatever they're not saying, armband of choosing calling. And anywho, there's a whole bunch of drug use being covered up by me being clean and sober in there on this side, which they led me to believe that I was some sort of something, like, you know, Eminem or Master Manipulator or, I don't know, Time Bender. Anywho, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in between there, but I guess the whole point is for 2 years now, my ID scanned CIA 2 summers ago. Okay, literally, I can scan stuff with my eyes, not just people. I can look at a picture and bring you in here. I can bring in document information if I don't have a scanning tool right now, but if I did, if I was to look at this bubble gum, all the stats would come up here. If I look at pictures on YouTube or whatever, it brings them in here as players sometimes, or sometimes it'll be memories and stuff. When we were fixing dream books while they were submitting transmissions, right, from Vancouver, me and the UE were sitting here separating dream books, making my bottom timeline right there on my wall in my mom's room, separating me from me sitting on the bed to whatever they were doing in here with the Sarah or whoever it was or wasn't. Because I'm not a criminal. Okay, and then I went to court for Mike Allen a couple times with the UE, meaning the UE put my body on, or they stood in for me. They predetermined courts and once, and then I talked to three judges in real life to stick up for people, and then somebody was supposed to admit guilt in one point, but it didn't work because he got scared and turned to a little kid in my body. Yeah. They probably couldn't see him, but anyways, it was in my body. I'm the one that caught the 3 flying babies. Mommy, mommy. Bye-bye to people that make one now. And then there was another one. Mommy. And that was Aunt. And he just disappeared. I don't know where he went, but anyways. And they said, put baby LaShawn and baby Anton in your heart pocket locket because one of them was for Sarah, whatever that means. Anyway, so there's that. Since then, I mean, they did all kinds of criminal investigations and stuff, and I said I was CIA. I was fine with being CIA all day long. I just didn't want them to go back in time for the SWAT murder one. Long story, I can't talk about it. But anyways, we already fixed it. It's tight. SWAT loves me. One calling. Delica with a Tech 9 on it. My kids came in here a bunch of times. They showed me pregnant and everything else, and so that's how they knew back then that I was a good mom. And they knew I moved across the bridge to be a better mom to my kids 2 years ago. But they forgot because of how complicated it got up here. Anyways, while we were fixing dream books, okay, then I went and sat with my mom to watch TV for once because I never did that. And I was staring at the TV and it gamma rayed us. So literally pixels, backsold, blah, 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 into my eyes. And we were just like, oh my gosh, on the other side. And they're yelling at me because I look naked. I'm not naked. And then I went outside and I looked up at the stars and it backwards telescope into my eyes and my body started instantly burning on the outside. Electrical heat to 114. And I was dehydrating immediately. Like I just felt like I couldn't breathe. I started drinking Kangen water by the jugs, and I never drank water. I drank two jugs of water and went to the hospital. I don't remember if my mom took me or it was an ambulance. Anyways, Japan had to build Robotrons, and that's Syria, the power plant sun over there, with a magical thing under water that gives them power. Super awesome idea. And Syria was in love with my UE member up here. She wasn't actually me, but she had my soul, I think. I'm not sure. But anyways, and that's Imperial, mixed with Emerald Green Freedom permissions. I'm the one that got permission from Germany. I put him in Tim Nugent to further develop this tracking software that you are now using that looks through people's eyes illegally and sets them up for failure and invades their privacy. I have 20 million different people in my face all the time. There's probably been about 20 different people looking through my eyes, trying not to talk or think when they're in my body. They don't just come this way. They come from up here. They come from there. They come from up there, London calling. They sit on my head as lids. They look through my eyes and they know that they're law enforcement. and everybody else's too. I was given the name Empress by the UE, the ear, tooth, eye, skin people that don't have names and you don't think a UE member. They gave me the name Empress because they ruined my nickname T-Bunny on the other side for Slut Bunny stuff, which I had no idea that that's what they were doing with my name or my whatever. I talked to some judges when I went back through the walls and said it was evil Anunnaki twice for those two things. And evil Anunnaki is basically this. It's a picture of your face as a setup in progress, and they blame you for everything or whatever. And I explained it back then as a cheese grater or whatever. Like it's a cheese grater, you put like a body over. And then, but if you look at it with the UE helmet, you might see one person right here. But if you look on the other side, you can see a whole bunch of different people that may or may not be in their Ojin or on their chain. Red Devil Boy voice repercussions was me saying, because they told me somebody molested my daughter in a dream book up here. And we're not sure if it was because one of the guys had a dream book up here and they just assumed that was the case, or because up here they were using our UE membership benefits to have sex with us when we weren't married. And on this side, it looked like they were having sex with our kids. So with that being said, we put Red Devil Boy voice in all of their folders up here, not knowing who was who, because it was the UE, not Tiffany. But they saw Tiffany or Jessica or somebody, and they were pissed. And so they were pissed. They got killed. Tiffany accidentally let them out of hell. And when they got out of hell, they went in and they just tried to set everybody up. They said, set them all up to get them back. Tiffany, we're setting you up all over the internet, Tiffany. We can't get to you, so we're going to hurt your son instead, Elijah. Which we don't know for sure if they were talking about Jessica Pace or Tiffany, because Tiffany was never in here. So Folsom County's calling your name, Tiffany. Alcoholics Lost Cause was a syndicate. Poem to Live Life By was taken out because it was copywritten by Tiffany. They went around searching for love languages. Willow was born in my body. Sarah was born in my body. Both of them looked funny. I had a Teresa facing this way that used to guard her and thought that I was friends with a child molester. I'm fine with it, or that I loved him, and I wasn't. I don't know who those two initials are at all. There was somebody when I have not the answers in which you seek, gave me a syndicate, and I had 5 people's names on it. Okay, for me, and they said that Mikey Price had Chimo shit on him, and I told him I love you anyway. He did not have Chimo shit on him. They were just using him as a scapegoat. Okay, so just so you know, that's who I said I love you anyway. And his name is William Price. But he's not the one who had that on him. It was one of the other 2 people. So get it fucking straight. I never said I love you to any fucking child molester, name whatever, dressed up in a Titanic suit. Now, fast forwarding over to here on this street, which is 160th, they were rolled down on my head. Not necessarily mine directly, but it's 1, 2, 3 over. Okay? Doing their FBI investigations with my power source and with a bunch of other stuff. Underneath them, they had a whole line of ladies. We got 5 stars doing things through Tiffany's body and using her power source and on her power line. And it was an amazing situation. Tiffany earned 5 stars in her Sidewinder. And she's seen them in her dream books. She also earned 2 white stars, whatever that means. And that's for something different. It's pearl early for people. It is really cool. Has to do with SWAT uncle and stuff. So Reynolds or Bouchards or whoever they aren't were pissed because AK told me, you gotta stop talking to the voices, Tiffany. I'm like, I'm not the one talking to the fucking voices, bro. They're talking to my mouth, which I didn't ever say that then. But the voices are not me. You guys are the ones in here talking, setting people up, not me. Everything that was said about me owning an S corporation was not said by me. It was said by them. The Blue Life Force water, the people that could fix my body, the ones who fixed me with Blue Life Force. These women, the see-through people that gave me the name Empress, 2 other people that went to the UN, and this person. Blue Suede Shoes is not on my team all the time because she's in Arizona or somewhere else. And they're CIA and FBI. And they do not like the fact that I said you can't do the drug thing or the car thing, but they get it. Through me, anyway. I mean, they shouldn't have done anything through Tiffany's. All the last 2 years of everything have been illegal on any of these channels where they have a magic force, all that stuff. Once I saw the stars, Japan basically made me a power source that was an infinity statement, and that's part of it. Okay, plus I jumped timelines and a bunch of other stuff to avoid this murder charge from landing on my 14 bars at Mandy's shoulders that they were trying to put on Mikey Allen. But because I stuck up for Mikey Allen, then they're like, okay, fine, what's going on you? I'm like, but I'm not in there, but I can't see what's going on, blah, 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 blah. So we were jumping timelines, blah, blah, blah. People got re-raped on this side. The UE was with me fixing it through my eyes, okay? And then they moved up a level, and then the embezzlement specialists were up there looking through my eyes, and they start embezzling money and moving my leg jeans and then moving the rocks. So if you come sit in my body, you won't believe it, but you'll be able to see into your universe from where I'm sitting. You'll be able to see the crazy stuff that falls in my room, like spinning court cases and imperial towers falling down, and you'll be able to see that that's not a money laundering thing. You'll be able to see curse my name or something with a wink next to it. Gosh. Anywho, it's just crazy. The thing is that I can't see any of you at all. And they set me up for M&R cases with SNAP in here. Because when they have sex with a woman in here, on the other side, it looks like they're having sex with a different woman or a different man or a kid. And they keep blaming me because I'm the scapegoat. So I don't know if it's because I'm at the bottom of the chain now and they can see my reflection, or because my drone took my picture and it mixed in with their drone, or what. But anyways, I own the fucking drone. I own the fucking thing that's sitting above Anthony Cia's fucking head when it's an airplane, where he makes me give him a hand job to get my phone turned back on. And I saw it's got little holes in it. It's missing the balls. All right. I own the freaking, the Globotron thing that had the hieroglyphics stamped into it, because I saw it hanging in my bedroom. Mr. London came over and told Tiffany, you own it, but he didn't realize I wasn't in there. And that was advertising with the light up globes and all that. I saw a Omniplex theater picture of Las Vegas literally floating in my room, like the kind you could probably turn around if you were in that one movie, like War Games or whatever. I have scholarly reports. I have a black box. It's got ownership properties in it and whoop-de-whoop. But anyways, the main point is I was already dying because I'm on this chain period, because it pulls the life force out of me. Then these mofos over here on the left tricked me into thinking they were London fog, okay? And when I do the arm dances really fast, because of how I'm scanned in, it pulls in all these birds. Puts feeling at me. It pulls in a bunch of, anyways, blue life force start coming off my body for them and draining me of my energies, okay? So I'm dying now, not just from that, but from brain cancer, from 7G brain scan code coming through my brain from all over the world now. And then on top of that, I have 2 nanonites in my body, and I'm attached to 2 felons that I don't know. Further down the way, there's kidney cancer and embolism, old guy. I killed a pillar by driving because I had a diamond on my head. I bled straight blood out of my pee hole, and I don't mean like a little bit like, oh, I'm going to pee, there's blood in my pee. No, I mean like literally I was standing there, and it goes bloop, and I grabbed toilet paper on camera, touched it to my pee hole, and looked at it, and it was this big, huge glob of red, dark red blood. 3 times. Okay, I've had Dorito pee and all kinds of stuff, so I feel lethargic all the time. I am manically depressed. My doctor says I have depression, and my therapist says I'm schizophrenic in the best way possible. They left me here with nothing. I don't have a car. I've been entrapped so that they can keep playing this stupid fucking game, or whatever it is or isn't. And I called the FBI from Vancouver and told them that AK told me that they had infiltrated the FBI system or the judicial system or whatever it was and trying to give me Tanika Brown's record. And I said that because when the UE was falling into my body saying, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, you're lighting our hair on fire, right? That's because on this side I was lit, or because we got brand new birthdays, or because the game came to the end, or whatever it was or wasn't. My mom was gaslit in the living room, which I'm not sure if they gaslit Tiffany before ownership of the S Corporation, or if they gaslit the piece of shit that's over there. I don't know. But anyways, I opened up the door and you can see it in your mind. It looks like a bunch of blankets with gases in between there. Right. Well, I'm sitting at the sink and they're screaming, shut it off at the top of their lungs. Well, my mom called 911 pissed off, thinking that I'm going crazy and shit. Meanwhile, my face is literally burning and I'm watching my hair sizzle up like that. There's no fire on my hair, but it was literally sizzling up because I had fake extensions on. These long ones down here are really, really cheap. And they literally matted up and I had to rip them out. And there was a bunch of rubber bands stuck to these little things here. Anyway, so the 911 came and I didn't want to go to the hospital. Mind you, the long table already told me, honey, I'm sorry we set you up. I didn't know you were a mom, nor did we know that you've never been in trouble at all. Because they didn't really know me personally, but they knew of me because I was tight. They would do dances with me, Metallica and different things. Okay, they used my points and everything, all my power sources and everything. They just used that, and then I got so-and-so's body on when they did back of the hand through my face. And Emerald Green Freedom was mine. They split it with me 3 ways, but I said, I don't want your $50 million I'll take 10 and put it on power source, reinvest it in it, keeping my situation the same, and put the other 40 back up there to them because I'm not selling my ISIN codes to nobody. They're mine. You guys didn't even have the right to sell them because they weren't yours on the ground. They're mine. That I can't take advantage of. Meanwhile, you're taking advantage of my power source and still pulling from my jewelry box. Anywho, and I'm not looking at the camera because other people are in my body. Try not to look at the camera, and they're looking at other stuff that's going on. Can you please go over here, guy? That's 5 years for talking smack about Tiffany's PJ video that she never made. Okay, here's another one. This one is for Evil Force saying London came down and punked him the fuck out. They were never supposed to make it. They were supposed to take the guy over there and make him take it off the internet everywhere. It's a pussy juice video, okay? It's just gross. Nobody wants to watch that in Porn Town. Anywho, that trumps the conversation in the garage. So the cops came and I walked out the back door because I wasn't expecting the cops. I was expecting the ambulance, right? And I was like, well, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to go there and sit there. I'm feeling fine now. I'm not crying. And he's like, well, you have to go. I'm all, why? And I was like, I'm not in trouble. I've never been in trouble. Why? And he's like, well, you have to go. So they made me go. And I guess laws are different in Vancouver than they are in Portland. In Portland, I wouldn't have had to go. But in here I had to go. So I had to go to the hospital. They strapped me down to a gurney like a schizophrenic, or basically almost like I was being arrested. They did not read me my Miranda rights. However, they did have a woman come sit with me in the ambulance, which they didn't the first time I went, when I almost died in Portland. Different rules. So anyways, she's like, oh, okay, so you have schizophrenia and you have vitiligo? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, fuck. Because she said vitiligo. Why did I say, oh, fuck about vitiligo? Well, because they told me that they changed my residency in the syndicate to have witnessed a murder and that I had a weapon that I hid for them or something. And I don't know what they changed it to after that. But anyways, that was a long time ago. It was not Tiffany who set up Will and the Echelon. It was AK and Sarah, they said. So with that being said, that's pretty much the gist of it. I went, and then so then they have the black lady come. She's like a warden almost, talking to me like I'm stupid. Mind you, I'm drugged up because they gave me some anxiety pill. And I'm all, what's going on? She's like, you're going to the schizo clinic. I'm all, I don't want to go to the schizo clinic. She's like, what's your mom's phone number? I don't know. And she's like, you're 43 years old. You should know what your fucking mom's phone number is. Basically saying, you piece of fucking shit. What's the matter with you? And I'm all, why is she being so mean to me? And like, I wanted to cry, man, but I was out of it. Anyway, they basically made me go to the schizo clinic. So I went and I talked to them and they're like, well, you're not a danger to yourself or anybody else. You seem fine. So you can go home. I was like, okay. So I left. And then the voices in my head, I mean, us, the UE, said, you're still not safe. So just to be safe, just by the law or whatever, better go back and go back. So do your community service. So I went back and I start feeling my hair breaking off and a bunch of other stuff. And there was lilies coming out of the floor telling me to pull this needle out, put it into a different one. All the other stuff, it's all in there. There's a hole in my arm right here. I don't know if there's still a needle in it or not. But anyway, so I did my community service, which was literally sitting in a schizo clinic, not being able to listen to any of the thing. I didn't retain anything from there because I'm still working in my mind with the people up here. I did not take the medicine because I was instructed not to take the medicine because it's pointless. I started to take the medicine, and the first thing they started doing was moving power sources. And I was like, yeah, I see how this is going to go. You're going to let all the innocent people not knowing what's going on, like the UE not paying attention, die. And all the evil people getting the money from my power source are going to stay connected because I can't get disconnected like that without the computers doing the same thing because I'm connected through my eyes to the beast computer. So I didn't take the pills. I just pretended. And then I master manipulated my way out of there as soon as possible because they told me to, because I needed to come home and do this. This kind of shit here is what I've been doing ever since then. I don't hurt anybody. I've never been in trouble. I am a good fucking mom who's been literally sitting here targeted for anarchy, targeted for all kinds of shit. And I have contacted everyone. I mean, Interpol, Facebook, FBI, cybersecurity, Homeland Security, foreign nations, Interpol, CIA, IC3 and IC9. Portland Police Bureau, Washington State Penitentiary, Vancouver PD, CPS in Vancouver. I talked to a judge in Florida on the light pole. Now, people don't believe me about that, but she remembers. She remembers my off-the-shoulder black shirt. So I can't get disconnected because I saw the stars. So I'm definitely connected with the God's helmet times 10 all around the United States. Now, I know when I go on a plane to take my helmet off so that people don't sizzle up here. But I was on the phone with the UE people, and this was not thugs. This was us, women up here in the UE, the whole time, all the way across the United States, from here to California to Texas to here, California, Florida, and then from Florida over to Texas, and Texas back over to here. Yuck.
I get up early because we can go get one. We leave about 12.
Yeah.
Because they close at 1.
Sorry, my mom came in. I've taken literally 13 showers in 2 years because people are with me, and it's not just one person. Okay, we're talking tons of people, and I don't know who they are because I can't see them. That's one of the reasons why the lady said not only is she a self-made millionaire in the sky that has nothing right now, but she's adjudicated in everything from everything in here, especially child abuse, because we know she was a good mom and she can't see us. So the main thing is the fact that she cannot see us. Life Force water, Kangen water, Ion Drips water. Kangen Ion Drips is what we put up here in the IVs, saline IV. Instead of saline IVs, we put Kangen Ion Drips with this situation in it. Back when we got anthrax. And blood, it works great for blood cancers and everything. It's amazing. They don't have it patented yet. They don't know. They never even thought about it. They just think about drinking. It might not work on the ground because of how sophisticated the translucency is up here, but it works up here for the people like us. It does give you diarrhea if you don't mix it with iron or something like that. Okay, so basically that's what it is. When they killed me in the game, they gave me 2 skulls, 2 blue pills, 1 white one went up my nose in the skins department, and a Chinese cocktail, which burnt the back of my brain back here. And I think it means that they can't get any more bodies on, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm the first one to have holded the green glob of whatever skins. I saw the rewards program 2 years ago as a triangle, which was one of the reasons why I said 0 triangle star. And that puts skins on you basically, kind of, or bodies or something. I got permission to further develop the software for medical advancements, technological advancements, and crime prevention in the future. And the availability to fix our power sources with a mouse is not what we're not saying. So this is Life Force over here being lost because they did a vape pen hit and didn't drink enough water. An accident because they're betting. They're betting on both sides. So when I do 1 hit, they're betting like 5 over there so that they can kill people with my vape pen. Either that or they're doing it in secret mode. They have 3 of them. Take it down, take it down, take it down. Stop using my vape pen. Because the synergy breaks it. It just breaks it. Once again, if you don't believe me, I'm synergized. Watch, and you can't tell that I'm holding my breath, but I am. Somebody else is going to blow smoke rings out of my mouth. Up here, you know it, but on the ground, you don't yet. See, they're bombing each other. That's impossible to do it, especially sideways or face forward, because it's them doing it in real life. This energy is a trip. I literally got this one vape pen. It's a blue one. And they mechanically changed it so that I couldn't use it until we were synergized enough to kill a player all at the same time. And so it ruined my vape pen. Okay, so Bruja is something witchcrafty, sort of. And that's where they take your... So you have two players, right? They take your spirits out, basically, or pop your domes off, and they put two other ones in it. They commit a crime, and then they leave you there on tape with the MOV thing, and they pull you out, and they put the right people back in there. The only way you know if they didn't really do that is if you put a matching Yui helmet on, and you can hear their brains and thinking like, what the hell, I didn't do that, or whatever. So that was one of the ways we solve crimes. I did have a notepad when I was working with the judges to solve criminal activity in here, saying X-ray vision is a must. You must have a Yui helmet on to be able to see not just who's in front of you, but who's in their OGen 3. And heat ISM codes was a must because that shows you the demons, basically. And this now it's 60 degrees negative to 178 Fahrenheit, which is crazy. Google, internet, unzip court case, unwrap Christmas present, and peel the onion back. Those are 5 that we used, and then the see-through and the sparklies were for FBI's hidden. That one's never supposed to be seen by the evil because they'll kill them, like the front side of the moon. Those are the ones that clear levels and stuff. The peel the onion back one is a pervert one, so is the Google one. So people look down here and see me naked because it automatically takes my clothes off, but I have clothes on. And you won't believe it at all, but these people do, because it's half the reason why they don't want to come down here and talk to me. So basically, they've left me here with nothing. They've kept me entrapped. They're pissed the fuck off, unless they're lying. That it looks like their investigation that they did from Portland didn't go to the ground because they didn't know that they were 2 levels up. And we stole Sean's computer that had the program on it, and they got a lot of information, and one girl had it, but then they were copying it, and they're sitting there looking at it and watching me and making fun of me and all kinds of shit. So just so you know, I have the right to say, I'm going to kill you, bitch. You better stop making fun of me. And if anybody sees anybody making fun of Tiffany, you have to take the fucking computers, you take their fucking bodies off, you take everything they have, because they're only in here because I'm still alive. They have no right to make fun of me when I'm not in there to punch them in the fucking face. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking mom. These cookie cutter cunts think they're better than me. You didn't exist. I'm not in there. Shut up. At least I got off drugs. I got out of the life to be a better mom for my kids after, 3 or 4 years of doing drugs and trapped over there too? Right. For Game of Thrones? Mm-hmm. London is my biggest supporter. Big Voice in the Sky is still in Oregon. I think I said that part already, where he said that everything will be fine once you go home, but I didn't know what that meant because I didn't play the game. Check out my mom's folder. Check out my ownership folder. I have drawing books and all kinds of stuff, each one riddled with false accusations of people. These are 2 scrolls. This is the main one that says Loyalist Royalty on it. And this is a bunch of other scrolls. Okay. This is the jumbled AEIOU that I created called Universal Illuminati Echelon Alpha to the Omega with Christianity in the middle. And that means A to Z. Okay, in the Bible, God says, I'm the Alpha to the Omega, right? Well, A to Z has to do with in here. I was the XYZ chromosome that they split. Illuminati Echelon is us up here with Christianity in it to balance out the powers. I'm talking about my ISTEM codes. Now, I can't show you a picture of it. I wish I had my mom's phone. But I have ISTEM codes where you can see my UE reflection in one, and you can see 3 levels of FBI in the other, all with blue noses. And one was that, dang it, Spider-Man's friend or whatever with the green thing on top of it. The other one that I made was, this one's mine solely, but I can't take advantage of it, so my UE has it up here. AEIONU, Artificial Echelon Intelligence Other Universe. With the use of drone, checks the president and all that stuff. That was my idea to trump the other stuff that they were doing. And then Homeland Security, Ultimate Authority Echelon. And I had to change the name from Upper Echelon because they ruined it for evil porn and watching through people's eyes illegally and sitting with them and then challenging them in all kinds of ways. And I'm going to tell you something. When I say I'm a 7 with virtues, not having sex because I'm not married, I'm telling you that because having sex before you're married or when you're not married makes you a 6 on the cardinal sins section. Demons get involved, other people pay attention, and they get off with you or don't. And then they make fun of you on the other side for being a slut bunny or passing around germs or whatever. I'm not in there sleeping with nobody. This right here, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so that's the 6 monster behind my chair. You can't really see Mama Bear laying on her chair. Okay, so that's a picture of me with my back tattoo and my wings. And it says, I'm nobody to be unforgiven at all, but I try to stand tall, love you anyways. That monster behind me was from a premonition dream where I was sitting on my bed and this monster thing literally picked me up off my bed and sat me in the chair by my bathroom. I could feel its dark presence behind me. It's the same one that basically said, go, with an L and I on it. It's a very dark presence behind you, okay? And no matter how hard you look, you know it's there. You can feel it there, controlling your decision-making process, but you can't fucking see it. And that's the evil law. All right? So I've had to see demons since I was 4. They held my mouth shut and wouldn't let me scream. And they're in here. These same demons have been in judges' bodies up here, in Ojins and stuff like that, intimidating the fuck out of them, forcing them to sign things that they shouldn't have signed. And that's why I said we need Christianity in here, because people that pray and these beautiful women up here are the only ones that know how to banish those kinds of people and those kinds of demons. And you would be surprised, woman, that trains on the ground can be driven by demons, because my best friend Anthony C. has tried to kill me with turpentine. And he loves me more than anybody else, besides Katrina and Amy. He literally brought a bottle of liquor over for me. And he gave it to me evil. And he made me drink it. And then I thought it was moonshine or something. And then I started feeling weird. And I was like, you take a fucking drink of it. He's all, I'm not taking a drink of it. I was like, what? I'm going to kill you, nigga. They're all saying. Because he literally tried to kill me. With a demon in his head. Mad that I was sitting there saying, I don't want you to watch me, listen to me, record me, or write me down. Mad because keeping me alive. I played it in my bedroom thinking how much I hate AK or whatever. I'm using it. Breaking every chain that you put on me. Thought I wouldn't change, but I grew on ya. I will never be what you wanted. This fire's keeping me alive. Okay, so I sang that song in my mind thinking about AK, and the person in his car, the X5, was so fucking pissed that he told AK what was going on, and AK made some weird reason to get mad at me, and he literally came in and he started throwing my shit everywhere, breaking my shit, just throwing it everywhere, just ruining it. Like, I was scared to death of him. I was so scared that I grabbed my purse and I literally jumped out my bedroom window. Whole new meaning did went out the window or flew out the window, right? Yeah, so it's possible. And that's where I say I want to be a savior program. Because I got the mark of the beast on accident, but other people got it on purpose because they think that they're going to get out of whatever they're in, and that's not going to help them. They're just keeping them in here. It's pulling from their life force. It's making them tell on people that they would never tell on in here, and they don't know what they've done until the end of the game. So, with that being said, my social is not that at all. It's 777777777. I'm claiming that social. I know they say you can't because too many people can memorize it, but everybody knows my actual social. I'm Mama Bear. I have 21 kids in here. I have 5 kids on the ground, including my godson, who's Mandy's son, and then my adopted son, who is Bumblebee's best friend. Bumblebee is Xavier Cortez, Kaylee's son, with Salvador Cortez. My son is Elijah Jimenez, with my baby's dad, first one that I was 6 years before Sal, also named Salvador, but Jimenez. And Soraya is my daughter, the future empress, Sal Cortez, Caballero Cortez. I have not gotten any email responses on my Google, Tiffany14345578 at Google, from anyone. and they say they've been writing me back from the judicial department and everything, and I haven't seen nothing. They tried to sign me into 5 different black web things yesterday, and I said I didn't want to do that because it's getting computer viruses, but it did not work. And I think it's illegal, but I'm not sure. So everyone and their mom's trying to tell me, they just don't know how. I'll probably send this to a couple of people from Portland and Washington, FBI and CIA, and a couple of people as soon as I figure out how. Okay. Love you. Oh, my mom's phone number is 360-397-0698. Oh, and I am the goddess of war and wisdom, and I did create criminal. Oops. I did create criminal mafia for plausible deniability, meaning you weren't allowed to watch them, listen to them, record them, or write them down. Because I'm not a rat. I'm not a rodent. I should never be blamed for being a rat tail or whatever they're saying. And yeah, they can put a hit on my life. Yeah, they can greenlight me. They can do all this stuff and try to kill me. Because now I'm the scapegoat after all this shit. And it's only a few people. It's R1, Mandy, LaShawn, Twan, number 2, back window, Mikey Allen, his girlfriend, Ashley Service, Mary, Jubal, JP's homeboy with the briefcase, and the 5 guys that may or may not be Brood related. Kevin, he needs a hip replacement. That's supposed to get paid for, by the way. AKC's Anthony is my player. I own him. I fucking own him. I hate him, but I own him, or we own him up here. But he's not on my timeline. He's on a different one. And I do know how to take domes off. It's just that I can't see you. So when AK was here, I took 2 of his pieces off, right? And then one of the big voice guys came over and said to AK, leave with just the empty backpack, meaning leave the Apple laptop for Tiffany. But he wouldn't have heard it anyway because the people on his head cheat, okay? AK has no idea that I've talked to the people in here at all and that they're real people. And I never put the dome pieces back on AK. And I never got the Apple laptop. So that's Scotch and cortisons. And that's Tiffany. I'm a Christian mom who was set the fuck up for M&R cases with SNA, child abuse, money laundering. And there's an arms dealer situation in there somewhere. And they fixed it, right? Yeah. Okay. So that was a picture that I made for a game. What I said on there was literally what I said on. There's 2 things. One incriminates Sarah and White Anton. And the other one says AK. And that's how I felt about the FBI at the time, because they did not have my back behind my back in here or on the ground. But they are now, I guess. I'm a good person. A poem to live life by. You should read it. Okay. Poem to live life by. Live for today, never tomorrow. Give unto others should they ask you to borrow. Pull the sun from inside with all of your might and shine onto others with a glorious light. For there's nothing like sharing the gift of love that was sent from the one in the heavens above. Give to those who love and never forsake you. Only then will you see where honor can take you. Real friendship, happiness, and love will never come to be until truth, respect, and honor are the keys to set you free. Once this is done, you will start to comprehend that what you do comes back to you until the very end. So throw away your anger and break down your wall of pride and give the world the greatest gift which you have kept inside. Heal a broken heart and put a smile on someone's face, for the feeling that someone truly cares can never be erased. They killed me in a game, and it killed a dog. Okay, so I don't know if it can actually kill other people or not. But it literally killed a dog, okay? It killed the fucking dog. He had a brain aneurysm. They've tortured me down here with the skulls, burning in my body, itchy red things that makes you feel like you can see spiders on you and shit. And it makes you feel like you've been rolling in insulation. You can't get it off you. It's like stuck on you. I saw the Black Widow this big coming down as an angel spinning, and it turns into a 3D Black Widow up there on my wall. But that was a win. No, there's other stuff I want to say. And she has to pee. Go pee really quick. All right, guys. Sorry, please excuse me. Okay, so more possible deniability that I forgot about was Hill Hog. I don't know if I said R1. And Blondie, the Color Paper Airplanes, and Katrina Hayward. Sarah, cat stealer, I guess. Doppelganger calling. Annie, her homeboy on the motorcycle. OG, scruffy beard guy. They don't do anything wrong anymore. P, we love you, P. He's so respectful. I think that's it. It's really not a whole lot of people. Kill Whitey has to do with the 5 guys I talked about from being rude people. And yeah, at one point I was greenlit by somebody named Bruce in prison because they said that I called him the dad of some kid who had been M-worded with old list on it. My Facebook's Tiffany Browning says there's 2 poems on it, okay? Or Tiffany Ciaz. Both of those poems are ones that if you read them, it might not make sense on the ground, but in here, all that stuff happened to me in here, like in my brain stems, all stuff that was traumatizing and everything. And it did say Callahan wants me warrants with a P, and it did say El Chapo and a killer OG, but I had to change it to whatever I said. And I did give Chapo a pass to stay in Mexico with the illegal guns and told him to stay over there because it's not what we want over here with the automatic weapons and the grenades. Because in this alternate reality, you can get nuked. Oh, I forgot all about that. So the nukes were falling from the sky in the garbage can because people were looking at them. Okay, and it was bringing them in here, and they had timers on them and everything, and we had to figure out how to disarm them in different languages and all kinds of stuff. But they did go off in one universe. We just sent it out to like Pluto or Jupiter or somewhere, and it did go off. And green gamma did come into my room, and we did get poisoned for a long time, and there is still a green level somewhere. They green pennied my phone, which is a curse, and they stole my win. And the green penny phone whole shit program went all the way up there when they told me to delete Mary off my Facebook, and I was like, no, I'll block her for a second. And then as soon as I blocked her, I felt instantly bad. I was like, oh, fuck that. Freak that. I'm not sorry. Darn it. I'm not blocking her. And I undid it, and it was already done. Whatever they did, they literally just took it off and took it up there for the win. And that was Lions Roar on purpose. I had $750 million in here in points alone from what my people had done. Cool stuff like arm dances and cool stuff. But it was all for trades for goods and services in here. All those bezeled mints and stuff, those did not go to Tiffany at all. They used it for reinvestment in the S Corporation up here, which is legal to do up here as long as it didn't come out of the accounts. And I said to you, we did that on this side, and then the illegal people did it on the other side for illegal porn. I do not support any illegal porn. To me, this whole level up here should not be for people that are doing anything wrong at all, especially having sex out loud. But that's something that they do because they're stuck in here, I guess, because they're on a chain. So we're hoping to fix that in the future. I'm hoping that Carolina from Arizona, or whoever these see-through people are, can get a hold of me because I want to come work for you and get disconnected the right way. Either come work for you and not get disconnected, or come over there and get reconnected or something. I just need this to change. I'm supposed to be a millionaire alone from the time served. I don't have that much time left. I'm a mom. I have the biggest skill set in the world, but I can't use it. They use it. And if you're not in our globe, it doesn't matter because this world is so huge to all of us. Yeah, but all the money that's in it and the way that we protect the president stuff, all those were my ideas with my skill saw and my whatever. And I say mine because it's coming from my power source on the ground mixed with these people's in here. I'm not trying to be selfish. And Christian Mafia, Cross Mafia was my first fans, and they were not adults either. They were kids. They were the ones helping us clear levels of illegal firearms and heroin. So anyways, anything else? No. Okay.